Hi, everybody. First thing I wanted to do is wish everybody a very, very happy holiday season because this is the season. While it's a great time for gratitude and a wonderful connection with everybody, unfortunately, this is also the time of the season when majority of frauds and scams are perpetrated on the public. So, with that being said, I'm Carl Schilling. I'm the founder and CEO of the Advocacy Network. As you know, those of you who are members, that we are here for your best interest. That's all we want to do. But I'll give you a brief background of myself and also give you a state of the union, as it were, about all the things that have happened here at Advocacy in the last year. Um, I have over 35 years experience in the financial services, resort real estate, business, sales, and coaching industries. And I've either worked directly or consulted for such notable companies as Northwestern Mutual, Prudential, Metropolitan Life, Lincoln Financial Services, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Ginn Development Company, Playground, which was commonly referred to as Intrawest, Lennar Homes, and Exit Realty, Remax, Merrill Lynch, and several others. I've also worked directly with Tom Hopkins, Brian Tracy, and Anthony Robbins on self-development and self-help. Did a lot of promotions for them when I was a bit younger. I was proud to be one of the initial certified trainers for the classic Earl Nightingale Lead the Field program, of which we still use quite a bit when I share with you about our financial concierge program. And I developed an extensive network of investment banking, broker-dealer, and financial services contacts through a marketing advisory consultancy that I did for many, many years. That saw me in 2009. I raised over $23 million for small micro-cap issuers. And presently, I still do some consulting and work with those small cap issuers as it pertains to fraud, fraud examination, and to make sure that we create an arena for all of our members so that we have a very, very safe arena for you to participate in. One of the things we did this year, first thing came out was I wrote this book called You Might Be Getting Scammed When. This has been a real big piece to our entire platform. Our members all get a copy of this book, but it's been very helpful in showing people the psychological traits and behaviors that tend to make people become victims. So, as a State of the Union, let me just share with you. I started this mission almost 5 years ago, and during that period of time, I did not have this commercialized such scenario, and we were able to develop 12,000 free members. These are members who paid nothing, were just serviced and helped, and as we say, your best interest is our only concern. So I wouldn't even call it a beta test. It was just something that was near and dear to my heart and I wanted to do. But through that, I was able to do a great deal of study, research, and find some very, very interesting scenarios. Firstly, we saved that group of people over $5 million. That's number one. 12,000 people saved them in excess of $5 million. To date, with our membership, we have saved people over $6.5 million now. So that number's up a little, okay? In this past January of 2016, I decided to commercialize advocacy and go forward. So I'm going to share with you some of the very exciting things that we got coming up and some of the things that we have done. First of all, over $250 billion a year is lost directly to all levels of financial victimization. So to say that we have a problem would be really, really, understated. However, it's something that no one talks about. It's the white elephant in the room, and it has a lot of connections and a lot of really, really bad scenarios for everybody. So it's a great financial risk to the entire American public. There's nobody free and clear of this situation when it comes to financial victimization. Let me say that. So people of all demographics, people of all wealth, people of all income concerns, they are financially at risk through financial victimization. Now, financial victimization comes in many, many forms: fraud, scams, and predatory sales tactics. One of the most insidious of all is probably the predatory sales tactics, because they're totally legal, and yet they are people who are trusted. They're in the field. You look at them as authorities, and many times they're sales manipulators. So therefore, a great deal of losses come through sales manipulation. Now, all of our members are directly protected against every level: fraud, scams, and predatory sales tactics. So in this coming year, let me share some of the new things that we are adding on. First of all, I am finalizing a certification to be a certified fraud examiner. So this way, I'm able to better help in the business market. I'm better to uncover and look at some things and bring some things into the network, which I think will help all our members. Okay, so value added for all our members is we want to become a safe place for you to always make smart decisions about money. So that's one little added that we have. As to our financial concierge, as you know, that we have a system where I'm trying to develop financial concierges to get out and tell our message. Most of these financial concierges are people who have financial services backgrounds and are still in practice for their own financial services solutions, as it were. We fully vet them. They get a large opportunity with us to do some very unique things. But most importantly is the one-to-one relationship with you, the member, and they have the ability to build that membership through their existing client base as well as new members. The other thing that's quite, I think, interesting is we are also plugged together with the Franchise Brokerage Association, so that we have a certified franchise brokerage, and we are also showing people on the entrepreneurial level. Our workshops, as you know, we are tied with the National Financial Educators Council. I'm certified as well, and we try to get all of our financial concierges to be certified as financial educators, because we believe that financial education is very, very important to overcome financial victimization. That being said, we have some very, very unique workshops that we provide for members, as well as introductory workshops that we are providing to bring in members. Now, one of those workshops is about entrepreneurial behavior and entrepreneurial experience and things of that nature. So we want to show people about the true level of entrepreneurialism and how to build their own business, possibly create franchises, these kinds of things, going forward. So that's another big component. So really, what we want to do, I think, is to make sure that everybody feels comfortable that, one, we are protecting you against financial victimization. That's first and foremost. We want to make sure that you are never, ever financially victimized. This way, every dollar that you have that goes out will never, ever come back in the form of an abuse or a loss in that kind of scenario. Of course, you're going to lose some money as you take on normal risks and as you take on normal scenarios in investing and moving your money around. There's always losses. That being said, there's always the extent that you're trying to gain value. And we want to make sure that every decision you make about money is some value exchange decision. So we want to protect you first and foremost. Secondly, we want to make sure that you get the best financial literacy education possible. This way, the only way to make very smart decisions about money consistently is that you become very, very well versed in financial literacy. So we want you to be very financially literate. In other words, we want you to become totally self-sufficient and self-dependent. It is your money, after all. You should not have to rely on anyone else. One of the reasons that so many people get victimized is they tend to take the control from themselves and pass it on to someone else because they trust someone else, or because someone else is in authority, and because they don't feel comfortable doing it themselves. And that's because, quite frankly, they either don't have the education level to do it themselves, they don't have the awareness, or they don't have the sensibilities, or they don't have the information. So we want to give you all of that. We want to make sure that you have the full and total awareness, that you have the education, that you have the full sensibilities to do it yourself, everything. It is your money, after all. One of the first keys to making sure no one else takes your money is the fact that you control your money and you make the decisions about your money. And that's all we really want to do. So as you know, membership in the Advocacy Network is very inexpensive. You can go out to www.theadvocacynet.com and you can check that out. We have a wealth of information that's there for people who don't become members. We want to make sure that we give out an incredible amount of information. But the real value in membership is, of course, there's some deeper level information and deeper level materials that we are not making available for free anymore. So that portion is the portion that becomes commercialized, and that's the portion that can be very helpful. However, I have been very, very consistent and very honorable in the sense that I do give out good information quite a bit more than most people would be giving out, and we do that totally for free. I want to make sure that this is truly a mission, that no one ever becomes financially victimized on my watch. So that gives you an idea where we are. I think that we've successfully crossed over that first year. I'm very confident in where we're going and what we're doing. And by the end of 2017, it is my sincere hope that we are back to the 12,000 member mark, which would be actually paid memberships. And that would put us on pace to be $1 million revenue company at that point. However, with a 5-year window, we are seeking to be a company that could go public. And that will open up opportunities for our members, for our financial concierges, and everybody around us. This is a win-win scenario. It's a mission to stop financial victimization, to increase financial literacy, and at the same time, make some great financial opportunities that will be safe and will have very, very well mitigated risks involved. So thanks again for your time. I hope that everybody has a wonderfully, wonderfully blessed holiday. And I also believe and hope that everybody enters the new year with some real excitement and some real goals and things they want to accomplish next year. And I hope for everybody it's an incredibly wealthy year in the year 2017.